What if I told you that everything you're working toward right now, the promotion, the perfect body, the bigger house, the respect of people who don't matter, what if all of that is a complete waste of your precious time? I'm 45 years old. I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The doctors gave me 6 months. That was 5 months ago. I have maybe 4 weeks left, probably less. And in the time I have remaining, I'm going to save you decades of mistakes, wasted time, and suffering that I can't get back. This isn't going to be some sad, inspirational, live each day like it's your last bullshit. This is me, angry at myself for how I lived, desperate to make sure you don't do what I did. Because here's what nobody tells you. You don't get a warning. You don't get time to prepare. One day you're fine, and the next day a doctor is telling you that you're going to die, and everything you thought mattered suddenly doesn't matter at all. I was a corporate lawyer, made partner at 38, 6-figure salary, corner office. I worked 70-hour weeks for 20 years, missed my daughter's school plays because I had depositions, missed anniversaries because I had trials. I told myself, just a few more years, just get to this level, then I'll slow down. Then I'll have time for my family. Then I'll finally take that vacation to Italy my wife keeps talking about. I never slowed down. I'm never going to Italy. My daughter is 16 now, and last week she told me she barely knows me. She said, "Dad, you were always there, but you were never really there." And she's right. I was physically present sometimes, but mentally I was always at work. Always thinking about the next case, the next client, the next billable hour. You know what's funny? 2 weeks after my diagnosis, I got the email I'd been waiting for. They were making me senior partner. The thing I'd sacrificed 20 years for. The thing I told myself would make it all worth it. And when I read that email, I felt nothing. Actually, that's not true. I felt rage. Pure rage. Because I traded my life for a title that means absolutely nothing now. Here's what I wish someone had told me when I was 25. Success is the worst possible goal. I know that sounds crazy, but achievement is a trap. You get the promotion, you feel good for 48 hours, then you need the next one. You make 6 figures, then you need 7. You get the corner office, then you need the bigger corner. I'm with my wife after this trial, or after I make partner, or after we buy the house. Every single one of those afters was a lie. My wife, Sarah, she's 43. We've been married 18 years, and last week, she was sitting next to my hospital bed, and she said, "Remember when we talked about going to Paris for our 10-year anniversary?" I didn't remember. She said, "You said we'd go when work slowed down." I never went. Work never slowed down. And now I'm never going to walk the streets of Paris with my wife. I'm never going to see the Eiffel Tower. I'm never going to sit at a cafe with her and just be present with her. You know what haunts me? It's not the big moments I missed. It's the small ones. It's Tuesday nights when Sarah wanted to just sit on the couch and watch a movie, and I said, "Not tonight, I have to prep for tomorrow." It's Saturday mornings when my daughter wanted me to make pancakes with her, and I said, "Daddy has work to do." It's every single time I chose work over them because I thought I had unlimited time. I didn't have unlimited time. None of us do. Here's what I'm learning in hospice care. The people who age well, the 80-year-olds and 90-year-olds who come visit me, who are happy, who have that sparkle, they all figured out something I didn't. They stopped waiting. They stopped postponing joy. They stopped living for someday and started living for today. I met this woman, Helen. She's 87. She volunteers at the hospice. She told me that when she was 50, her husband died suddenly, heart attack. And she realized she'd been waiting her whole life, waiting to travel, waiting to pursue her art, waiting to really live. So she stopped waiting. She sold her house, bought an RV, and spent the next 15 years traveling the country. She's been to all 50 states. She's painted hundreds of pieces. She's lived more in those 15 years than I did in 45. And here's what kills me. I had more money than Helen. I had more opportunities. I had more options. But she lived, and I worked. She experienced, and I accumulated. She was present, and I was distracted. I'm lying in this hospital bed right now, and I can't eat solid food anymore. I can barely walk. I'm on so many pain medications that half the time I don't know what day it is. And you know what I think about? I think about that stupid Saturday in 2019 when my daughter begged me to teach her how to ride a bike without training wheels, and I said I was too tired. I think about the time Sarah suggested we take a spontaneous weekend trip to the beach, and I said I had too much work. I think about every single moment I said, "Not now," or "Maybe later," or "I'm too busy." Those moments are gone. I can't get them back. The bike is in the garage, and I'm never going to teach her to ride it. The beach is 3 hours away, and I'm never going to feel the sand between my toes with my wife again. This is what I need you to understand. You think you have time. You don't. You think you'll get around to it later. You won't. You think there will be a perfect moment when everything aligns and you can finally live the life you want to live. That moment doesn't exist. The thing you're chasing, the money, the success, the perfect body, the approval, you're not actually chasing those things. You're chasing a feeling. You think money will make you feel secure. You think success will make you feel worthy. You think approval will make you feel loved. But here's what nobody tells you. You can give yourself those feelings right now, right this second. I spent 20 years trying to feel worthy through my career, trying to prove I was good enough by making partner, by winning cases, by earning more. And in the end, none of it made me feel worthy. You know when I finally felt worthy? Last week, when my daughter held my hand and told me she loves me. Not because of anything I achieved, just because I'm her dad. That's it. That's the feeling I was chasing for 20 years. And I could have had it any Tuesday night if I'd just put down my laptop and spent time with her. I have a bucket list that I'm never going to complete. Learn Italian. Visit Japan. Read the classics. Start that novel I always talked about. Hike the Appalachian Trail. Learn to sail. None of it is happening. The list sits on my bedside table, and every time I look at it, it's a reminder of everything I postponed. Everything I thought I'd have time for later. But here's what I want you to understand. The bucket list isn't the problem. The problem is the word someday. The problem is thinking you'll do it after you achieve this other thing first. The problem is not understanding that life is happening right now, and every day you postpone is a day you're never getting back. My daughter turns 17 in 2 weeks. I'm probably not going to be here for her birthday. I'm definitely not going to walk her down the aisle at her wedding. I'm not going to meet my grandchildren. All those moments I was working toward, retirement, grandkids, finally having time, they're not coming. They were never guaranteed. I just assumed they were. Last night, Sarah asked me, if you could go back and change one thing, what would it be? And I told her the truth. I wouldn't change one thing. I would change everything. I would work less.